hope you're having a great day. It's good to see so many of you logging in from different parts of the world. Every day when I go through the comments, when I have time to go through the comments of these videos, I see people from different countries across the world. But I just got back from the United States of America. I was in New York, I was in Philly, I was in DC to see my patients. And today I want to talk about when should we eat? How much water should we drink? How much food should we eat? Well, of course, you can have nutritionists and experts try to determine all of this for you. And of course, when you have a particular sickness, you may have to eat for that particular disease. Like you have a kidney problem, of course, you're going to have to calculate the amount of potassium and electrolytes that go into your diet, the kind of protein that you have. If you have a specialized field, like you're a bodybuilder, yes, of course, you would have to calculate everything in detail. But I want us to pause today and reflect, especially in this world of so much of confusion about health, about food. I want you to pause and step back and think. We're born with a certain intelligence within us. We're born with mechanisms within us that tells us when to eat, when to stop eating, when to drink, how much to drink, when to stop drinking. We already have these mechanisms within us. And then on the other side, you have complication. You have so many people's different opinions telling you it's best to have a high carb meal during the day or a low carb meal at night, or more protein at night and less protein during the day. And you keep getting confused about all of these things. In this confusion, what do? Do we seek more information to get confused? Or we go back to the basics, back to the intelligence in the human body, back to a word called hunger and thirst. You see, the human body is always telling us what to do, every second of the day and night. If there's pain, it's a message. It's not an emotion. An emotion comes with pain, but pain is a message. Let's say you have a lower back pain right now. It's a message. Are you sitting too much? Are your hamstrings tight? Are your calf muscles tight? Are your quads tight? So it's tugging on your lower back, causing that pain. Or do you have a herniated disc? Or do you actually have an injury? The point is, pain is a messenger. It's telling us what to change, what we should stop doing, or what we should start doing. The emotion comes along with pain, like any other thing in life. There is always an emotion that comes along with it. Now, when it comes to when we should eat, the most simplest way is when you are truly, physically hungry. This is not what I think is right. This is anatomy. This is how the human body works. This is how digestion works. Let's say I eat a meal right now. My body's going to break down that meal, extract nutrients. There'll be amino acids from the proteins. There'll be energy from the carbohydrates if you ate carbs. And there'll be all of your fats used to create and make hormones, repair cells, and all of that stuff, including cholesterol, has a job to do. And then it gets digested, absorption, assimilation, and there's waste, which will pass out either through our urine or in the morning or whenever we poop. That's it. When your body finishes this process, it will create a signal of hunger. Okay? And your brain will tell you, now eat something, because the body needs more energy and nutrients. Okay? We don't have to think about this. The human body will tell you when it needs more energy and when it needs more nutrients. And that comes through hunger, through a signal of hunger. Now, of course, all of us, our programs are fixed in our subconscious mind. When we think about hunger, we think about children who don't have food to eat, adults who are starving. We think about people in countries that are war-torn and they don't have food. That's our definition of hunger. Some of us link hunger, okay, with that, oh, you don't have enough of money to eat. And that's why in the olden days, people who had a lot of fat, it was a sign of prosperity, that mean that these people have money to buy food and eat. Of course, they just overate. That's a different thing. But when we can look at our bodies, and I want everyone to do this. Now, I'm also being practical about this because, of course, sometimes I need to eat my lunch at a particular time because I have patients before and after. And I don't want to suddenly get hungry and I'm in the midst of a patient consult and I get hangry and I can't give my best to my patient because I've not eaten. But for about a couple of days, when you try this exercise, you'll know more or less what your eating window is and what your eating time is. And if you can revolve around that. I want to give you an example. I was in New York and I had one of the most brilliant steaks. Okay, I had an 18-ounce steak. That's a big one. A huge steak. I only had that and a little bit of broccoli. And I only ate my next meal after 19 hours. Why? Am I promoting meat and beef? Absolutely not. I eat it, I respect it, it's nutrient dense. I also eat vegetarian food, everyone's choice. The point is, I want to show you a nutrient dense piece of meat, a few florets of broccoli. It took my body 19 hours to break it down. And after 19 hours, my brain sends me a signal. Luke, you're now ready for more nutrition. What am I trying to show you through this? That yeah, meat takes time to digest, but a lot of people have meat in 3 hours, and in the next 3 hours they're eating carbs and fats and meat again. And the point is, that is killing your digestive system. That is burdening the digestive system, because you've not even got the signal of hunger, but you're eating. It's the same thing with vegetarians. Okay, if you have a high protein vegetarian meal, you're not going to feel hungry for a long time. And you should actually only eat your next meal when you're hungry. And that brings us to the concept of feasting and fasting. Okay, let's be practical. Some days you go out of control. You eat a lot more food than required. So what should you be doing? You should only be eating your next meal when your body creates physical hunger, not emotional hunger. Your body can create emotional hunger all the time based on your emotions. You can have emotions of sadness, emotions of anger, emotions of boredom, emotions of happiness. Like for me, I tend to eat more when I'm very happy. So the point is, we should recognize these emotions, and we should realize that that's not real hunger. Real physical hunger, you will know it. Okay, you will feel it in your stomach. That's a signal. Wait for 10 minutes. If it passes, it's not hunger. If you're still hungry after 10 minutes, please eat a really good meal. And that's how feasting and fasting works, and that's how the human body works. No nutritionist or professional or scientist can ever tell you when to eat. Because number one, everyone is different. Number two, your hunger will be created on your physical activity, how much of mental energy you've used, how much you slept last night. So many different factors will determine even the health of your digestive system. If you have a very efficient digestive system that can break down food effectively because you have the right amount of stomach acid, your hormones are working good, your hunger will be created at different times compared to someone who has a sluggish digestive system. So everyone is different, and you cannot put yourself into a box. So the test and exercise for everyone, and by far, this is one of the best ways to even lose that extra body fat that you've been trying to do. I'm not asking you to starve. There's a huge difference between starving and listening to your body when you're hungry. So finish your meal today. Right now in India, it's lunchtime, for example, or some of you would have finished your lunch. You will only eat your next meal when you are truly physically hungry. Do this for a couple of days, and you're going to realize, a lot of people are going to realize that, hey, I just need 2 meals in a day. And if you can make those 2 meals nutrient dense, then guess what? It's okay for you. But if your meal is not nutrient dense, your body's going to keep making you feel hungry because it wants nutrients. And the only way it can get you to eat is by creating hunger. Now, of course, this can change. If I'm eating carb-heavy meals and a lot of junk food, I am automatically going to get hungry more and more because of the fluctuation of my blood sugar levels. Or if I'm highly diabetic and my blood sugar levels are not in control, it is going to stimulate hunger. I am going to feel hungry. Every time my blood sugar rises, insulin's produced, I have a crash, or I take my medication, it creates a crash, I am going to feel hungry. So there's a difference over there. For everyone else, start to listen to your body. Eat when you're hungry. Drink when you're thirsty. Now, when you're thirsty, if you continue to be thirsty, then you will get dehydrated. But again, thirst is a signal. Your body needs hydration. It's as simple as that. Drink water when you're thirsty. Eat food when you're hungry. Your body knows best. And of course, if you're going through any disease sometimes or medication that suppresses your appetite, you don't want to confuse those two. You don't want to confuse medically induced low appetite or sickness-induced low appetite with you not eating. Then you really need to speak to an expert or a professional to help you make smaller meals that are nutrient dense, because you should still be eating, because there's a medicine or a particular condition in your body that's suppressing your appetite. If you can follow this, I can promise you most of your weight problems and most of your health problems will start to get better. It's as simple as that. When you're sleepy, you sleep. When you're hungry, you eat. When you're thirsty, you drink water. Of course, we're all working, we're all taking flights and stuff. Sometimes we can't make it work that way. We got to be practical. But at least we can be prepared. You can always have a bag of nuts with you. Okay, so if you're in a place where you suddenly get hit with hunger, but you can't have a meal, you can still give your body some amount of nutrition. It's all about planning. And then once you know your body's schedule that, hey, I just need 3 meals a day or 2 meals a day, you start to plan around that. And it makes life way, way simpler. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep. And remember, you care. It's all about you.